Welcome back to the shop and follow along as today we are going to take this 1 ounce gold bar and turn it into something spectacular. This is a pure 24 karat gold 1 ounce bar, and yes, we are going to clip into it and take pieces away from it that we're going to then melt down and start the piece that we're working on today. Here you'll see we're weighing out the gold, and we're going to clip small pieces off until we get the exact weight that we want. Now that we have the exact amount of 24 karat gold, we are going to add this yellow gold alloy to the mix so that we get the exact mixture we want for a 14 karat gold mix. Now time to fire up the torch and melt everything down. It takes a tremendous amount of heat, but we are going to slowly melt these two components together, add some borax powder to clean it up, and keep on melting. And then we're going to pour it down into this special stainless steel mold that we have to create an ingot. And there she goes. Take a look at that tiny little 14 karat gold ingot, all ready to be hammered, formed, and shaped into the piece that we want. Here you see we're actually adding some more heat to the ingot, but we're not going to get it to melting point. What we're doing is we're annealing the metal. As we work it and hammer on it and flatten it, it work hardens, and we have to release those molecules and those internal stresses by heating it up. This machine here is our rolling mill, and there's 2 steel rollers that we can adjust up and down and slowly smash that gold ingot into the exact thickness of a bar that we want. Takes a lot of hard work, but it's all worth it. Roll, baby, roll. Roll, roll, roll. Periodically, you'll see that we're taking our pair of calipers and checking the width and the thickness to make sure that it's the exact size that we want. Now to move on to the next step. So here is a basic skull design that we've come up with, and we are going to use our laser engraving machine to engrave the basic template onto the gold bar. Once we get the laser all adjusted and focused right, we have our gold ingot on there, and then we are going to put that design right onto the metal. Zoom! In the blink of an eye, we have it on the metal. Look at him, he looks so happy. Back to the workbench, we're going to pull out some of our tools. And here, we're going to take a carbide rod and a diamond disc that we are going to slowly shape it into a tool that we're going to use to sculpt out this skull pendant. You'll see here we're using this tool to slowly carve away the edges and the features of this skull pendant, which we'll then refine later and clean up and get it to the exact shape that we want. Sculpting into metal is such a fun process because you really get to watch as small bits of metal are taken away, but you're eventually left with the final design and shape that you're going for. Oops, you see I kind of had a little bit of a mistake there, but luckily we are doing sculpting and we can clean that up and fix it and make sure this piece looks perfect. So once we carve the eyes out, we're going to take this cylinder burr and refine the shape just a little bit more and make it more like eye sockets instead of just round holes. And once we have the final shape generally down, we're going to take these small ceramic burrs and rods, and these are going to be used to kind of smooth out some of those rough surfaces that are left from the carving and the sculpting process. This is fine and delicate work, but as we remove some of those thicker lines, the piece really starts to take shape and flows. Another part of the sculpting process is actually using a small punch and a hammering tool, a pneumatic hammering tool, to form the metal and move it exactly to where we want. We use this when there's small dimple areas and recesses that we want to push the metal around. Here in the eye sockets, we want the underside surface to have a nice uniform surface, so we're using this small stippling tool to put a nice even texture all on those recessed areas. Now the next step is we're going to use this stone setting burr, this heart burr, and we're going to cut out and notch small little seats where we can put these diamonds into. We're going to test fit those diamonds and see how we did. We might have to adjust. Now that we have them set, we are going to use this small punch and hammer tool and smooth over those edges to hold in the stone so that it never comes out. We'll have to come back again and clean up those areas where we left those hammer marks, but that's okay. Now that we added some teeth, There she is, the final product. That skull pendant, all hand sculpted and fabricated and set with diamonds in the eyes.
Okay.
We even made a silver version with blue sapphires for the eyes. How cool is that?